Now it's time for the personal finance segment with Charles Fakohan. Today, something interesting is cooking as we'll be discussing how to improve your net worth. And Charles Fakohan, good morning, and thank you for always being here to give us tips on how to be better with our finances. I must say it's been helpful. I'm sure the viewers will agree with us too.
Yes, thank you very much, Margaret.
Yes.
It's a nice Tuesday morning.
Yeah, nice Tuesday morning too.
Morning, Samson.
And some showers of blessings too.
Of course, we've agreed yesterday that it's blessing from on high.
All right, now talk to us about net worth, improving your net worth. You must have a net worth first of all to be able to improve on it, I guess, yes.
Yes. People always think that their net worth is equals to their self-worth. They are two different things. You know, financially, you can say, yes, your net worth is a listing of your assets, less your liabilities. That is net worth. But your self-worth is how you take yourself, how you value yourself, your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You know, people with very low self-esteem, they believe that once they increase their net worth, their self-worth would also go up. But I say, no, there are two different things. You know, somebody's net worth is usually what you are when you have lost all your money. Yes. You know, so that takes us back again that money should not be our master. You know, money should always remain our servant. But before we go into how to increase or improve your net worth, we have seen that accounting equation, that your net worth is your assets less your liabilities. Now, what is an asset? There are some items we think that are assets, but they might not end up being assets. An asset is simply anything that gives you, put money in your pocket. That's an asset. While a liability is anything that takes away money from your pocket. Someone will not argue with me. If you just bought a new, I normally use this Toyota Corolla because that's the brand I have driven for quite a long time. Toyota Corolla. They just deliver it to you. You started using it. It's part of your asset, Abby. But you know that on a daily basis, you spend money on that asset. You maintain the car. You buy fuel. Will it become an asset any longer again? Because if the car is, let's say, about 2.5 million, the very day that car leaves the showroom, if you want to sell it, you can't sell it for that 2.5 million any longer. Okay, so there are things we put as our assets. If you look at it very well, they are liabilities.
Okay.
Now, there are several types of assets. You have the cash and cash equivalent. That is, you have your cash at hand. You also have your savings accounts, the balance. Also, your credits, that is your current account, the credit balance there. You know, that is one type of asset. You also have what we call investment assets, the shares, the bonds, certificate of deposits, you know, your real estate, even your pension benefits. These are your investment assets. You also have your personal assets, you know, your cars, if you have a boat, you know, your art collection, jewelries, you know, and some other personal items that if you want to realize them, it will be difficult for you to realize them as quickly as possible. But for your cash and near cash, you can quickly convert them to cash, and of course your investment assets. So you need to do a listing of all that. That is your total assets. Now, when you now come to liability, you know, liability is what you owe, what you are owing people. Why asset is what you own now. Now, for liabilities, we can classify them based on the duration when they fall due. You have short-term liabilities. You also have long-term liabilities. Your short-term liabilities could be your utility bills. Yes. Of course, then while your long-term could be your housing loan or even your car loan, because these are long-term. They give you a long time to pay it up. So by the time you have done that, the picture you now get when you less your assets from your liabilities, you get your net worth. Now, that net worth is a snapshot, a picture of your financial health as at a particular date. Just like companies have their balance sheet, that is also your own. And financial experts will look at a company's financial statement, do some little ratios, and say this company is okay. The same thing for yourself. You can also prepare your own income statement. You can also prepare your own balance sheet, where people will now look and say, okay, this guy is worth this amount of money as at this date. We're now saying it is not static. You can improve or enhance that your net worth. Some persons have a negative net worth. That is what they are owing is more than what they have. And in some clients, they will ask you to go and file for bankruptcy. In fact, if you use that criteria today in the country, you will see so many people who you think are living very high. If you calculate their net worth, it's in the negative. But me and you will not know. Because all the things they've acquired, all the things they have, everything is on credit. So, and that's why we are saying, before you go and take a loan, a mortgage or any other thing, your credit score is very, very important. It does not mean that if you are negative, you will not get the loan. No. Okay. But they want to see that credit, been able to be paying.
On a regular basis.
Yes, on a regular basis. And if maybe you have taken a loan somewhere, but did you finish paying it? Do you have that credibility? Then they will continue to advance you that credit, because basically the world is, everything is on credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just before you continue, I know earlier you said asset is whatever brings in money rather than you spending money on it. That those who will counter that, you made an illustration with the car.
Yes.
That as much as yes, it's an asset in that sense, but you're spending money maintaining, fueling, and all of that. Yeah. Even land, you buy the land, you erect a structure on it and all of that. That those who tell you that it's a form of investment, rather than a liability, as you've said, in terms of spending money on it. For example, that of land.
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
You construct a building, you probably put out for rent and all of that. But at the time you're spending money on it, it's more of a liability.
Okay. It's taking money from you.
Yes. Okay. So how do you reconcile both in terms of the expenditure that goes into that so-called asset in building it up to, become an investment?
Yes, when you've bought that land, you are trying to enhance the value of that land with the belief that maybe when you erect a building there, you sell, you will be able to recoup all your investment. Yes, I agree with this, an investment. But if you don't sell that land, are you going to recover the investment in that land? You will not. So we are saying, as at that time, that land is a liability to be taking money from your pocket. But by the time you use that money to do whatever you want to do, and the valuation of that property or that land increase, you sell, then you'll be able to recoup. Then it becomes an asset as at that time.
Okay.
Or you don't even need to even say you will need to realize it, the word accountant will use. But if you bring an estate valuer now, he values it, you say, okay, you bought this property or this land at this price, and this is the current market value. Then it's an asset to you now. Because if you want to realize it now, you get more than what you use in buying it. Yes. At that point, it becomes an asset.
An asset. Okay.
Right,
so you can. Okay.
You can go on. No, just
okay. So now let's look at how we need to increase, simple ways to increase or enhance our net worth. One, somebody saying, improve your skills so that you can have an increase in pay.
Okay.
That's basic. And some person will say, okay, what if I work in an organization and I do all what I'm supposed to do, and at the end of the day, they don't increase my salary? We'll advise you, continue to do beyond what you're expected to do. One day, the values you are adding to that organization will be realized. And if it's not being realized, just like I said yesterday, the universe will always attract you to where that your value is
Will be
appreciated.
appreciated.
And automatically you will just be attracted to that place. You don't need any struggle. So the first thing you want to do to improve or enhance your net worth is to enhance your skill so that you can have increased pay. Another one is cut down on your expenses and save regularly. We've always mentioned that here. For you to create wealth, you need to understand the difference between your wants and your needs. So you cut down on your expenses and you save regularly. That's another practice you can do. But most of the people who are marketing things will tell you, buy now, save 50%. Is that not so? Buy now, get a discount.
That's strategy.
But I will tell you, don't buy now and save what? 100%. Yes. You need to examine that purchase you want to make. Is it in line with your values? Is it what you actually want? Is it a need? Is it helping you to solve a problem? So if you are not able to differentiate that, then you just see that you become impulsive. And I don't blame those advertisers and marketers. They are doing their job. In the past, you have to go to the market before you see all those adverts. You know, in the times of Socrates, you know, he normally likes strolling to the market and he will complimenting all the merchants. And somebody asks him, you're always coming to the market, you're not buying anything. He said he's amazed because there are so many things he sees in the market that he doesn't need. But today, the marketers don't wait for you to come to the market. They take it to your bedroom, to your bed, they take it to you. Something that is for maybe 100 naira, there's a way we package it and they can sell it for you for 5,000 naira. It's just about branding. And what happens to you? Something that you don't really have a need for, you purchase it. So we have to be careful for us to increase our net worth. And the next one is increase your investment and invest wisely. I think on the show we're talking about sports people. They need to invest wisely. Because you could do all your work, and if you don't invest wisely, what happens? You could be swindled. You know, there are a lot of schemes these days. MMM, Ponzi scheme. They say they are doing this one is investment, this investment, that. So many, they say they are trading Forex. But if you look at them fundamentally, they are all Ponzi scheme. And I will give suggestion on how you can recognize a Ponzi scheme. They will tell you they are doing Forex, they are doing cryptocurrency. Ask them what is their business model. What is the business they are doing to generate that kind of income to give you 100%. They tell you bring 100,000, they give you 200,000. That is a red flag. So one way for you to also enhance your net worth is invest, increase your investment and invest wisely. It is very, very important. You need to invest wisely. The next one is reduce your debts burden by making regular payments. If you are owing, don't allow your creditors to start disturbing you. If you have agreed on an amount, even if it is less that amount, pay regularly. Creditors always love people who pay regularly. If you are owing, let's say 100,000 naira and you are paying 5,000 regularly, the creditors will even appreciate it. That's somebody that you don't bother to pay. When they come and disturb you, that's when you're going to pay 50,000 naira. No, pay regularly. And you know that there are some loans you take. If you pay the interest, if you pay regularly, they help you to reduce the interest. So these are ways you can do to enhance your net worth. Yes, create other sources of income. It is very, very important. Multiple streams of income. You don't need to leave your current 9 to 5 job? Or okay, it's 8 to 5, 8 to 6, as the case may be. You don't need to leave that job. You do the job and you have a side hustle, not a side chico, a side hustle, so that, yes, over time, if you now see that, yes, you are very comfortable now, and that your side hustle is really paying you so well, with your passion, why not resign peacefully and continue your side, which now becomes your main hustle. So but you need multiple streams of income. But for workers, professionals, like we have said, you get your stockbroker or your financial advisor. From your savings, you can begin to invest regularly, of course, in the financial markets that are assets you can invest in that yes, you are sure that at the end of the day, you will get something better. Your multiple stream of income is very, very important. Anticipate your needs. That's another method.
Okay.
Anticipate your needs so that you don't become impulsive
In spending.
Now, all of us are guilty, including myself. Yes, we're all guilty. We are impulsive, impulsive buyers. We just see it, and because it appealed to us, we just buy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a guy that has the latest electronics in his house? Or the young lady that has the latest, in fact, 100 pairs of shoes. Can you imagine that? A young lady, 100 pairs. I'm not joking, this is a reality. Because we had it right in one of our sessions. 100 pairs of shoes. And she said they're even still bringing some to our office because it is buy now, pay later. I always advise people in the office, please, avoid some of these credit purchases. Major credit, avoid it. Because if they are telling you pay 10,000 naira, that price of that thing is less than 2,000 naira. Of course, you can't blame them. It is buy now, pay later. So impulsive buying is a problem. Your own is different from our own, different from mine. Some persons is clothes. Yes, the latest designers, they want to get it. And if you check their wardrobe, you discover that there are clothes there they've not worn for the past 2, 3, 4 years. Why just keep it there? Some is cars. The latest car, they want to get it. For me, is books. The latest personal development book, I want to get it. Even if I'm told I can get it online, but I want to have a hard copy.
Okay.
Some is magazines, different for every person. But what we are saying is for you to recognize your own weak points. So that at the end of the day, once you are buying those items, it is not being bought impulsively. So by the time you carry out all these steps, you will see that at the end of the day, you will have increased your net worth. And we also say a healthy self-worth creates a wealthy net worth.
Oh,
Thank you.
I think that's a nice place to leave this because
Very great.
Very great.
Great.
Yeah, thank you
You
so
want to
much.
leave us with a quote?
Yes, the last quote I will leave is, as we are all here,
Okay.
money is the best perfume.
Wow.
Thank you.
I think I like this particular one. Money is actually the best perfume. So thank you so much, Mr. Charles Fakwa.
I like the
It's always
smell
a
of your
pleasure.
cologne then.
Yeah, you can say that again, please. You can say that again. We just hope to have, of course, we'll have more of you in a segment because
Yes.
I'm sure we still have more to talk about when it relates to our personal finance.
That's
Thank
true.
you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
very
me.
much.
Thank you, Samson.
Charles Fakwa there, personal finance segment. Not something you can miss. Please do well to watch this again and again and again and apply it into your life. I'm sure you'll reap the results of all of these goodies. We'll take a short break now. We have more interesting segment. Money with Vision segment is coming up after the break. Stay with us.